All right, imagine this. You just got a backup from an old hosting server. Maybe your friend just gave it to you. Maybe a client disappeared for 2 years and suddenly came back like, hey, can we restore the website? And now you are starting basically at a giant pile of mystery, tar GZ files, old WordPress, I don't know, random cPanel backup, and honestly, mild emotional damage. In this video, I'm showing how basically you can migrate and restore real cPanel backup into a brand new VPC or WHM and cPanel. All right, so no fake lab environment or not with a perfectly clean demo files, real backup, real website, real sysadmin energy. All right, so you probably see some failure. I don't know, because this is live. All right, what we're gonna do today, we are going to deploy a VPC. I already did that, but I just want to show you again how I did that. All right, so deploy a VPC, install WHM and cPanel, restore website, deal with PHP version issue if there is any, and test site before DNS cutover, and basically bring old website back from the dead. All right, okay, because honestly, this is the kind of stuff nobody teaches properly until you are panicking at 2 a.m. to trying to save the production. All right, enough talking. Let's bring these websites back to life. All right, guys, let's start from top. So on the top, what we need to get a VPS. So for the VPS, I randomly chose one hosting company. I chose Vultr. There's no any affiliation program with them. It's not going to be kind of like, you know, advertisement. I just chose them because it just came from Google results. So, and I know this company, it's a good company. So I just chose them randomly. All right. So, so what I did basically, I'm going through what I've done. So you guys know that how to choose a VPS. So basically, when you just get into their website and put your credit card, make sure you understand what you are doing. They basically let you choose a server. Don't just go with the fancy one. For example, if your user, they are in the United States, Canada, or Mexico, just go with somewhere where your user is. So for example, in my case, I just chose Europe because I have, and I just chose Frankfurt because I have most of my user in Europe. All right, you get the idea. Okay, let's start from here. So dedicated CPU, cloud, GPU, share CPU, bare metal. For this case, I just chose share CPU. And if you see, they have a variety of services like AMD CPU, Intel, or cloud compute. So you can just go with the like number of the virtual CPU and memory and storage they offer. And to be honest, you can go with the cheap one. And if you need more, you can just increase the resource. All right. So the next, it's going to configure your the software. So the first one was just hardware. Now it's the software. So if you need kind of like any regular OS like CentOS or Debian or FreeBSD, you can choose that. What I did, it was choosing from the marketplace. Since I just want to restore a cPanel backup, I went and chose a marketplace app. You can choose one of any of these and install cPanel manually. But since I'm lazy, I prefer to just do it like put a type cPanel here and choose cPanel. But before I just click on that, if you notice right now, it's $12 per month. When I go choose this, see, it just jumped to almost $44. So it's like a 30 something dollars only for cPanel per month you are paying. Okay, so just a heads up. And that's it. You just put the server name here, for example, something like server.example.com, whatever you want. And don't care about these information here. They are most like advanced networking for the NAT, for the VPC, for the firewall. We are not going to talk about right now. Okay, so that's it. And I already done that. So get back to my server. There you go. This is the information I was talking about. So what you care about, it's the IP address, the user, and password. Also, this is the IP address plus port that you can find the WHM. So if you are going to just right click and open, you will see the WHM login page will pop up. So you can just go ahead and just copy the password. User is root and the password goes here and boom, login. All right, now you are in the WHM. So don't worry about this. I'm going to just exit to WHM and it goes to redirect us to WHM. But meanwhile, you need to do something important. This is that I'm just gonna talk about. This is WinSCP. So what is WinSCP? Basically, it's transferring file based on SSH. That's it. Very simple. Okay. This is going to be your machine and this is going to be the remote machine. So if I want to just log in again to see how it works, let me just get out of that. Yes. Okay. Now I'm going to just get into WinSCP. Okay. So I want to just do that like live to see how it works. So here I'm going to enter the host, the IP address, the password, and the user, which is root. Login. So the first time when you log in on the SSH or the WinSCP, it's gonna ask, like, just give you a warning, which is okay. You just need to accept that, and then you just get into the you can just log into the WinSCP. So on the left side, it's your machine. In the right side, it's the remote machine or your server or VPS machine. Okay. All you need to do, just go click on here, go to the root, and from here, find /home right here. Go there and just copy whatever like tar.gz file that you have, which basically comes from the backup that you just took, like, I don't know, many years ago. So just grab them and just copy them over here. Okay, so I already copied some of them here. As you can see, they are all my website that I got basically backup, and now I just want to restore them. All right, get back to WHM. And before we start restoring the website, I just want to show you something. So you already this is the WHM, right? The software that you can manage everything about your host, from the DNS, from the like all the web server modules or the SSH services and all the plugin, like everything basically. So when you just got into the WHM, since you probably use WordPress or any kind of flavor of PHP web application, you need to do some check, some backup, because like you probably just got it like 2 years ago, let's say. They are old and the PHP version just, come up the new version. So you probably don't have that version that right now this VPS offer. So what you need to do is just go to the software, should be somewhere here. Yeah, right here, software, as you can see. And there on the last one, there's something called Easy Apache 4. Why I say PHP? Easy Apache 4. So just click on that. And we are gonna wait to load. All right, as you can see here, current install packages. We are going to just take a look at that. So just click on customize. All right, so right here, you see, this is all the module that we have, but this is not what we wanna just talk about, the PHP. On the left side, you will see there's a PHP version. Let's go there. And if you go down, as you can see, PHP 8.1, it's not included, right? So we need to add that. As you can see, 8.2, 8.3, but if you carry 8.1, the host or the VPS does not support it. So let's just check that, okay? And click on this one. And we probably done here. One more thing. Once you're done that, let's go to the PHP extension. This is just for a check, and make sure you have like everything. You have PHP build, Perl, we have CLI. How about MySQL? MySQL, there you go, we have MySQL. So it seems we are good. So put next, and we are going to provision that. Should wait. There you go, this is the list of the all the module and packages. On the end, we are saying provision. All right, as you see, the provision process is complete. One more thing, I just want you guys to doing that. Like, if you get back to the software, instead of Easy Apache 4, if you go a little bit up, you will see something called, all right here, Multi PHP Manager. Just click on that. And as you can see, right now it's on PHP 8.2. So since we installed 8.1, let's go and put it on 8.1 as a default, okay? Or what version, like when you're watching this video, what version is available at that time. So I'm going to apply that. and boom, done. All right. So right now, PHP 8.1 is available. Okay. What else we need to do? In order to just check and make sure, I'm going to start the PuTTY to check the database services to make sure it's working. So it's right here, I guess. Let me bring it here. Let me clear. Okay, it probably is very small. Let me just make it a little bit big. Not too sure how can I do that. It's probably takes some loss. Okay, let's try it. Build change. All right, that was not hard. Okay, so we did it. Okay, what I want to do is I just SSH into my VPS, and I want to just type system CTL, and I just want to get the status MariaDB. Okay, let's see. All right, as you see, it's active and enable. So we are good here. Okay, what else we need to do? I guess we are in a good shape. So now we can just go and start the restore. How we can do that? It doesn't matter where in WHM you are. So instead of just going and finding, let's just use the search tool. I'm going to simply just type restore. Okay, the first one that just pop up here, transfer or restore a cPanel account. Boom, I'm going to click on that and go down. All right, so when I just click on this text bar, you will see all the tar.gz website that we just copy into the home directory. They are just gonna popping up here. So I'm going to choose first one and go down and select the restore. All right, it's done. As you see, restore 100. But as you see, I got some error. So that's a good one. So I just want to show you how you can solve that. As you see, the complete 0 and warning 0, but we have one failure. First, let's address this one. It's very easy. All we need to do is go to, let me find it. It's in server configuration, I guess. Let me go and search server. There we go. There's a server configuration right here and basic web host manager. All right. So when we go down, you will see there is a name server here. Okay. So all we need to do is just type something like ns1 and our server name. Do the same thing, ns2 and the server name. It doesn't matter if these subdomain are exist or not. That's not, we don't care right now. And even the WHM don't care at this point. Okay, just click on save changes and we are done. Get back to the restore. All right, let's try it again. So I'm going to choose the first website, but since we already tried to restore it once, I'm going to click here to override that if it's already existing in the cPanel. So I'm going to just check that and restore again. It might take some time, so I'm going to pause and I'm going to start recording once it's done. All right, as you can see, we got just successful restore and 0 failure, 1 complete, no warning, no failure. So this is done. All right, I'm just going to repeat that process again in order to just make sure you guys got it. Restore for one more server. I said server, one more website. Let's go this time with something not super heavy. All right, just choose that and hit the restore button. And we are gonna wait. All right, as you can see, that was easy peasy. So it's done. So imagine you don't have the domain yet. So you don't got the domain and you wanna test to see if this backup is valid and it's working. How you can do that? You don't need to, at the end of the day, you should get the domain, but you still can test that locally. How you can do that? It's very easy. You can just go, let me bring the run here. So you can just go on the C, Windows, System32, driver, etc. Okay. You see that? All right. I'm going to just click on that. And as you can see, we got a window. Let me bring it here. And all we need is this file. Basically, this is a local lookup host for the Windows system. We have the similar thing on the Linux and Unix system, but this is for Windows. So let me open that. I'm going to open it with something simple. All right. This is our default, basically, host file. This IP, it's the local or loopback IP, which is going to point to the local host. I'm sure you guys know what does that mean. So if I'm gonna go here and let me bring it here. Instead of just typing ping the IP, I can just type ping localhost and it's gonna return back. Okay, so all right, so here what we want to do, we are going to enter our VPS IP address. And what is that? It's right here. Okay, I'm going to put it right here. Okay, and put one tab on the keyboard, and here I'm going to enter the domain name that we have, or we want to just have. So in this case, I'm going to say okay, something like that, and I'm going to save that. Make sure you should be administrator, so you should have the administrator right to write in this file. I'm going to close that, and I'm going to test it right here. So let's say there you go. As you can see, we have our website ready. It's local, but it shows that it's working. All right, so that was the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed this type of video, please comment below and let me know, so I know that I can make more video like these to help you guys unblock your project. And yeah, that's it. Please hit the subscribe and like if you want. And yeah, that's it. So I will see you on the next one. Till then, peace.